Welcome, Taurus, to your Mercury Retrograde Deep Dive Special from February the 26th through to March the 20th, 22 days, but reversing 14 degrees. The first of Mercury's retrogrades this year occurs in the water sign of Pisces. Mercury struggles in this zodiac sign, said to be debilitated. So, what's the implication? But what's the implication particularly for you? I'm going to share with you on the screen your event chart, which does have some challenges, to be honest, but also there are some things to work positively with. I'm then going to give you a clear picture of what you can expect in terms of your relationships, finance, work, and energy over the retrograde period. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now. And stay with me because I'm going to give you the opportunity to download your free Survive and Thrive Mercury Retrograde booklet. So on the screen, Taurus, is the event chart, and there's Mercury for you in house 11. So house 11 is very much to do with friendship. It can be to do with our social connections, our network, and also our long-term plan. But most of all, it's about our higher purpose. And over the last couple of years, the grisly energies of Saturn have been mainly parked up in that part of your chart. So you may have discovered that some things that you had thought were really part of that future actually made way. And therefore, because the sign of Pisces is a water sign, but it's also mutable, things can be quite fluid for you right through to March the 20th, but even through to April the 9th, which is when the post retrograde period finally ends. So the whole retrograde season on this first one is about 8.5 weeks. The actual retrograde, 22 days. So your ruler Venus is very close to Mercury, and that's an opportunity. They come into an exact conjunction on the 28th of February. And it could be that you get together with a friend then, and it can be a really happy reunion. But of course, Mercury retrogrades can create misunderstandings. So it is going to be really important to make sure that whatever messages you're sharing are very crisp and precise, and you double check that they've been received. But what about the overall event chart? Because there are a couple of challenges. Now, Uranus remains in your zodiac sign through to the 26th of April, and it can be quite rebellious. And it is in an exact square with Mars, which reaches a peak on the 27th of February. So I feel that whatever you're wanting to achieve around your professional or worldly hopes, the best way to make progress is through collaboration and cooperation. But if that's not forthcoming, that could create a lot of instant frustration. I also wanted to point out to you that Saturn and Neptune newly arrived in Aries, which we've all been getting used to, on this event chart square off with the moon in your third house. Now, the moon loves being in Cancer, she rules that sign, but the third house is very much about fast communication rather than soulful communication. But these guys are in very psychological areas. So there may be something that gets said over the next 22 days, which brings up an old issue in a way which does feel somewhat challenging. Just be conscious of that. So there may be at work some frustration if someone's not as loyal or supportive as they could be, because the sign of Pisces can be to do with things that aren't completely obvious, but also in terms of the way things are shared, not necessarily by you, but someone else. There could be a coolness when you're expecting or hoping for someone's nurture and support. Now, by the 7th of March, we have a Mercury cazimi. That's when the Sun has moved forwards, meets the retreating Mercury, and the Sun, of course, amplifies the energy of Mercury. It is an inferior conjunction, but it can still work well for you. It gives you a chance to really make some key decisions about that long-term plan and maybe to change your mind because mutability does allow that because your sign is very invested in fixed energy, having a purpose and a structure that's very regular and stable is something that gives you a lot of security. But I think things are moving and shifting, and things could come up, and you could meet someone socially and you really have a wonderful connection, particularly when Mercury and Jupiter forge a stunning link on the 9th. That can be really lucky too. But I think that Mercury Cazimi is a chance to really just double check you're on the right track with the right people in a supportive situation where there is collaboration. If you're not getting a tick for all of those, definitely an opportunity to rethink some of your connections. Is everybody worthy of you? And really, this is why Pluto, right at the top of your chart, is pushing you to take your power more seriously, but also to assert it where necessary. So if there are some friends or connections that are draining and not very uplifting and not very nurturing to you, that moon position in that square with Saturn, I think you're going to find out about it, to be honest. So, in terms of downloading that Survive and Thrive booklet, please see on the screen. You can do that there. But also, if you've yet to watch your deep dive for March, please do so now. That will give you a lot more detail on what you can expect over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Please take advantage of my unique horoscope reports offer. You can order your 12-month forecast, but also your life roadmap report, totally unique to you. If you apply Astro 26 at the checkout, you'll get 50% off. If you'd like to know more about your karmic soul journey through draconic astrology, you can order the same package, but apply at the checkout Draco 26. Thank you.